Former President Donald Trump is holding discussions about announcing a 2024 campaign with some current and former advisors, believing it is a matter of when, not if, Trump will launch a third White House bid. Multiple sources told The Hill that a campaign announcement as early as this summer has already been discussed, but cautioned that the situation remains fluid and it's unclear when the former president might actually jump into the race. Well, before getting into the details, welcome back to Next News Hour. If you're new to our channel, tap on the subscription button now and hit the notification bell. One source who spoke on the condition of anonymity argued there's no rush for Trump to declare his candidacy. Trump remains the most popular and influential figure in the Republican Party, the source said, and the former president could afford to wait until he has a clearer campaign infrastructure in place before throwing himself fully into a White House campaign. In the meantime, advisors close to the former president said Trump will continue holding rallies for his endorsed candidates across the country as a way to address his most ardent supporters and test out potential attack lines for a would-be campaign. Multiple outlets reported in recent days that Trump had mulled a campaign launch as early as this month. Now, such an announcement would be remarkably early for a presidential campaign, with Election Day more than 2 years away. Now, some Republicans, however, fear that if Trump were to move forward with an early campaign announcement, it would ultimately hurt the party in this year's midterm election by giving more weight to Democrats' argument that the GOP remains inextricably linked to the former president. Former Department of Justice officials have testified publicly about Trump's fixation on election fraud theories that were debunked one by one in the months following the 2020 election. Cassidy Hutchinson, a former Trump White House aide, delivered a damning testimony last week that Trump was aware some in the crowd on January 6 were armed and complained that they were being kept out of the ellipse while he delivered a speech urging supporters to march to the Capitol. An early entry into the 2024 race would also likely make it more difficult for social media outlets like Twitter to uphold existing bans on Trump, something both Democrats and Republicans have acknowledged. While polling shows that Trump remains the heavy favorite for the GOP's 2024 nomination, there are signs that he may still be vulnerable to a challenge. One University of New Hampshire Granite State poll released late last month showed him trailing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a rising Republican star and prospective 2024 contender in a hypothetical 2024 matchup. Similarly, another recent poll from the University of Nevada showed DeSantis' favorability rating topping that of Trump. Other would-be competitors for the 2024 nomination have also signaled an increasing willingness to move forward regardless of what Trump does. For instance, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who was one of Trump's most loyal cabinet members during his time in the White House, has said whether he runs in 2024 will not be contingent on Trump's decision. Well, there are other reasons for Trump to wait. Formally declaring his candidacy would trigger Federal Election Commission requirements about disclosing financial information, and it would limit how much Trump could raise from individual donors before November 2024. One former Trump campaign advisor said Trump will still be the favorite for the GOP nomination upon entering the 2024 race, but his path to winning the primary will not be clear, they acknowledged, pointing to the strength of the would-be challengers like DeSantis and the House committee's work keeping the events of the Capitol Hill riot front and center. Well, we'd like to know your thoughts about it. Share them in the comments down below. And also, share this news and support us through subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.